Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I'm Mark Gagliardi.
Since the dawn of humanity, one issue has gone unsettled. With the fate of the world in the balance, we're here to settle, once and for all. Denny's, IHOP, or Perkins?
That's right. Don't worry, everyone. We got this.
Podcasts should have a theme song. Podcasts should not have a theme song. Yes, they should. No, they shouldn't. They sound good. Yeah, but people are just going to skip past it. You know what? You're right. We got this.
It's funny when you record the opening thing.
Yeah.
And just make unbroken eye contact with me while you're doing it.
I want you to see.
It's jarring for you to be staring right in my eyes going, Denny's, IHOP, or Perkins.
That's how I create status. Between the two of us, I try to establish it. I know it's a shifting balance of power, as it should be.
Are you trying to, Hal, are you about to start peeing on me?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Just a little bit. It's fine.
Oh, man. He just marked his territory. Now I belong to Hal.
Listen, if you...
Prison rules.
If you hear a little noise in the background, there's an air conditioner. It's hot. We're in the valley.
It's 95 degrees in Los Angeles. I apologize. It's hot here.
We have to stay cool.
Yeah.
This topic was suggested by Kristen Kelly.
Hi, Kristen. Once again, thank you for your suggestion.
Yeah.
I guess we just like the topics she has.
I don't see who suggests them when I'm looking on my phone. I just see the topic and I go, this is one we can do.
Yeah.
Because we're recording 2 today. This is one we could do that wouldn't be, be pretty quick to do. It's not like a wide ranging subject.
It's a trinary.
Things. And then Kristen Kelly. Again,
she is our Selena Gomez,
who refuses to say how she knows people from your past.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
It's getting dark and very frightening.
She knows Robert, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who else she is.
She's like, what about the time Mark was naked and blah, blah, blah?
Well, that was on the news.
Yeah. Oh, great. So there's tape.
Yeah. She is our Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
Because did I ever tell you that story that for like a year, I would hear a song I liked. I would go, I like this song. And then I would Shazam it. And every single time it was a Selena Gomez song. So eventually I was just like, oh, forget it. And I just bought Selena Gomez's album. She's great.
That you did not like for some reason.
Yeah, weird.
Collected.
It's just the order that they put them in. I was like, oh, this is the incorrect order. Selena Gomez, you make great songs, but you are terrible at making a mixtape.
Dear Selena, I recut your album and put all the tracks in the right order. You're welcome.
Yeah. This is called the director's cut. This is the Criterion Collection.
The Criterion Collection of Selena Gomez's album, now available on Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. And also now available on that new Criterion channel. You heard about this thing?
No.
They're doing a Criterion only Netflix. It's like their own
with
new
the
thing.
Special features?
It's all the Criterion Collection movies, all their special features.
Every time I think I'm done paying for, so much money is going out to these subscriptions and I won't stop.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about I want to slim down I want to slim down in general, but I want to trim down my subscriptions. And I know I have some that I'm not using, but I signed up for them and they were like $2 a month.
What's one of those?
I think, or $3 a month. Boomerang is $3 a month.
The old cartoons.
Which I got so I could get all the old Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was like, what is this showing up on my, oh yeah, Boomerang. I remember when I ordered that. But it's like, that's the thing. I can't keep track of all of them. Yeah. And I set them to automatically go.
Sure.
So then I'm like, why am I $30 lighter this month than I assumed I'd be?
Yeah, I do like a special offer for something where I work for a rewards company. So sometimes there are offers to try services out and you can make some money on it. So I did that. One of the times I did that, I wound up with Spotify Premium for 3 years.
Woo.
Because I just didn't.
Spotify Premium is just the regular Spotify where there's no restrictions, right?
Yeah.
Or is this some new super deluxe Spotify
no
thing?
Ads, no.
Yeah, I don't have ads on.
I don't know what else.
It's not, Spotify's not bad.
I forget what else it was, but I also have Apple Music.
Oh, that's pointless.
And I came to the choice between the two. I said, well, I'll take Apple Music because I have Apple everything.
Yeah,
else.
because you're an acolyte drinking the pristine white Kool-Aid.
Yeah, that's all. It's so well designed. The glass is just perfect for what I need. I don't have to think about the juice that's going in there. I just drink it.
Yeah.
That's it. Speaking of juice.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
You can get it at any of these fine establishments. Did you have
Denny's, IHOP, and Perkins?
Yeah.
All right.
It makes sense to lump these together. You could also lump like a Friendly's in. there are a lot. Everybody has their own version.
Yeah.
Friendly's is more specific to the Northeast, so I can see why it's not. But Perkins and IHOP and Denny's are everywhere.
Is Perkins everywhere? I feel like Perkins, of the three of them, is the least ubiquitous.
It is the smallest of them.
But true. I always liked Perkins. So what was your go-to growing up?
Well, I always think of this in terms of where would I go after a show in high school. We would all go to the IHOP.
That's funny. After shows in high school, this is like best after high school theater place.
It was near Spy. To be fair, we could walk there from Abington Friends School to the Jenkintown IHOP.
Still the greatest name for a school ever.
So great. Well, the Religious Society of Friends. That's what the Quakers are.
Yeah. That's what they're called, but they got the name Quakers because they would
quake in the presence of God.
Right.
That's what it's like they tease them like, no, we own this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are Quakers.
Yeah.
We don't make chairs. Those are the Shakers. We're some real Quakers and Shakers here in Pennsylvania. We're being quiet and making furniture.
Also, I think more people would buy Quaker Oats if the company was called, was it God's Friends Oats?
Religious Society of Friends Oats. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Jesus' Buddy's Breakfast. Have you had the Jesus' Buddy breakfast at Denny's? It's great. They just take one loaf of bread, break it up into 12 bites, and pass it around.
Somehow it feeds the whole restaurant.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's loaves and fishes.
For everybody.
For us, it was Perkins, but Perkins was born in Tennessee.
Okay.
Which is why I was curious. It's the smallest of the three, but that was the one that we had. And to us, it seemed like the nicest. Like the building was the nicest.
Really?
The exterior of a Perkins, I think, is generally prettier than the exterior of a Denny's, which look like the 50s. But like by design, the Denny's is supposed to look like a 1950s or 40s diner.
Right.
Like they're designed to look like diners. IHOP is designed to look like a chalet, I guess, with a big blue roof.
Yes. Yeah. They had the ski chalet. Those original sort of mid-century kind of ski chalet, long sloping roofs. I love the original sign. That's all sort of gone away. That's more a classic look.
Yeah. Now they're doing what KFC did, which I don't like. Like, I liked it better when it was the old-timey big bucket that said Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Right.
And I liked it better when it was the big sign that says International House of Pancakes.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, let's go eat at this place. What's an IHOP or an IHOB, which was the promotional, a big misstep. Not as big a misstep as Starbucks going, hey, write sentences about race on the cups, but still a pretty big misstep. Oh, Starbucks.
Sadly, people were doing that anyway. On the Starbucks, they were like, no, we'll get out in front of it, write good stuff.
Yeah. They do that at the Perkins down in Tennessee, but they write different things.
I bet they do.
Oh, come on. That's terrible. We shouldn't disparage my home state.
As you get older, when you're younger, all three are very exciting. They're a treat to go to because it seems like bottomless food. It's all greasy and terrible for you.
Yeah.
Nothing there is really cooked with any kind of expertise. I don't think. It still tastes fine.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, it becomes sadder that you're eating there. I think once you're past your 20s, and
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's not, I don't think it's inherently sad to eat at one of these places. That's terrible.
It depends. If it's all you have in your area,
if
it's like the choice, then that's great. It's not like you have anywhere else to be. But
if it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
If it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're eating a meal.
Yeah. That means you've had a fun night.
Yes. Or a terrible one.
Or you, like me, previously worked the late shift.
And you would go to.
And you could get a bite to eat after work.
I feel like in LA you have a lot more choices.
That's true, but we're not talking to LA. We're talking to the pod world at large.
But you worked the late shift while in LA.
I did, yeah.
And then
in a diner.
You would go to IHOP?
No. I'm saying people who work the late shift. Right. The fact that it's open. I was just saying that just because you are up and eating a meal at 3 a.m. doesn't necessarily mean you're doing something untoward. You could be on your lunch break from work. Is
Perkins a 24-hour?
That I don't remember because I was in high school and I had a curfew.
What was your curfew?
I think it varied. Varied from like 10, probably 10 when I was a freshman, probably midnight when I was a senior. Okay. Like that was sort of that seems fair, right?
Yes.
Here's a weird thing I found out about Perkins when we used to go there.
Okay.
If you order, and all of this might be urban legends. I don't know how true this is.
Right.
But it seems like a brilliant move. The way they make their omelets there is with a little bit, they whip up the eggs, then they put a tiny bit of pancake batter in them.
Oh, do they?
And that makes the eggs fluffy and not turn brown.
Okay.
That said, they really should warn people of stuff like that because someone may have a gluten intolerance. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, there could be, like, don't sneak ingredients in, Perkins.
Yeah, I'll have the eggs. That'll be fine. I'll be perfectly safe.
Yeah. Just thinking of pancakes. My brother and I, we were driving through Pigeon Forge, Tennessee a long time ago.
Dolly Parton.
Home of Dollywood.
Yeah.
I may have told this story on the show. I hope not. We have hundreds of hours of us talking.
Yes.
It's possible I said this before. Yeah, great. And we were driving through the Smoky Mountains, and in one mile stretch of the parkway in Pigeon Forge, where all the like go-karts and motels and like all the touristy stuff that goes up into the mountains, that little community there. I counted, and then I looked online on Yelp, and just on Yelp, there were 19 pancake houses in that one stretch.
Not necessarily international, just several.
Just
like
pancake houses.
Pancake
yeah.
house. In
that stretch right there, in that 1 mile stretch, there were 19 pancake restaurants. It might have gone up by now. There could be as many as 30 there now. And I was riding with my brother and I was like, why in the world are there so many pancake houses here? He's like, are you kidding me, man? Do you know how much you can charge for a plate of pancakes in this area? $10. Do you know how much it costs to make a plate of pancakes? About 40 cents.
Wow.
So they're one of those they're one of those dishes that the profit margin is really, really in favor of the restaurant. So that's why all these pancake houses blew up. It's funny that these are the three that we're picking though. Denny's, IHOP, and Perkins.
Right.
Do you know what year IHOP was founded?
I'm going to guess 1961.
You're very close. You're off by 3 years. 1958.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what year Perkins was founded?
1958.
1958. Do you know what year Denny's was founded?
1066 AD. Was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hastings, Denny Hastings.
Yeah.
You know Denny Hastings from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, you would walk out and go,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was 1959, but it had previously had iterations. I love that it was originally Dan's Coffee was the name of it. Or let me open this up and make sure I get these names
Dan's
exactly
Coffee.
Right. Yeah, Dan's Coffee.
That's a real blockbuster of a name.
Yeah, right. Let's see. I'm going to look right now. Danny's Donuts. That's what it was.
Okay.
It was Danny's Donuts in 1953 when it opened. Then it became Danny's Coffee Shop.
Yeah.
And began operating 24 hours a day in 1956. In 1959, to avoid confusion between Danny's Coffee Shops and the LA chain Coffee Dan's. By the way, it was in Lakewood, California where Denny's was founded. So hometown restaurant for right here.
Restaurant.
The name was switched to Denny's. So it would not be confusing. And then they won because I've never been to a Coffee Dan's, but I've been to Denny's a lot.
I don't think Coffee Stand has gone the way of the dinosaur.
Yeah. But what do you think was going on in 1958, 59 that made everyone go, yeah, let's open up a pancake breakfast diner place?
Maybe the explosion of car culture. Diners were pretty big back then. So the idea of taking one and making a chain out of it would have made sense.
Yeah. There were already dives. There were already drive-ins.
We just needed diners.
That
was the only thing missing.
That was all we needed. And then, you know what? In the game of civilization, we had finally populated Flavortown with all of the establishments that it needed. So yeah, they all opened around the same time. Like, Denny's is now, based out of, La Mirada, or was based out of La Mirada until 89, at which point it moved to Spartanburg, South Carolina, because it's owned by a different corporation now, Transworld. Spartanburg, the airport that I fly into when I go see my mom.
Really?
Yeah. So, who knew? Denny's is now a Southern thing, which is weird. Denny's moving in on Waffle House's turf.
Yeah.
Because in the South, like, when you said, let's do Denny's, Perkins, or IHOP.
You thought, what about Waffle House?
My brain went, Waffle House.
Or Cracker Barrel, the shirt you're wearing.
I'm literally wearing a Cracker Barrel t-shirt
restaurants.
Right now.
Waffle House.
Waffle House, if Waffle House was on this list, it would be no vote for, there would be no swaying me from it. But since we are looking for the silver medalist out of these three.
Well, I think they're different restaurants, oddly. Every Waffle House is the size of a shoebox. Mm-hmm. And every person in it is the size of 2 shoeboxes. And I include myself in that. I'm the size of 4 shoeboxes. And I will go into a Waffle House and go have a gigantic meal. No problem. I went, Pensacola, I think this last time I went, it was me.
It was walking distance from the hotel at Pensacon.
Were you there for that? It was like me, Kirk Thatcher, I think Urbaniak Craig was there.
Possibly.
Urbaniak
I know I went.
Oh, no, Urbaniak, like we all went and ate there, and it's like so small.
It's wonderful. Yeah, I remember. I was there. But that was not the only time I ate at Waffle House on that trip, my friend.
I believe you.
And I'm not gonna lie, I did once just walk over there and get takeout Waffle House.
Good for you.
Right?
I'm into it. But
scattered, smothered, covered, diced, chunked, chopped. Oh, man. All of it.
But you've been to several Waffle Houses.
Heist. Yeah.
Yeah, Waffle Heist. They're all the same.
Yeah.
In terms of their layout.
They're all identical.
They're almost identical to one another.
Denny's do vary.
Denny's vary. IHOP's vary.
IHOP's vary a lot more, it
Perkins
seems.
are gigantic. That's more of
That's
like
what I was saying about the exterior of Perkins looks more like a big, cause it's owned by the same company that makes Marie Callender's. It looks like it looks like Marie Callender's invented a Denny's.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. So they're all longer experiences. Waffle House, they will almost bring you your food before you order it. Like they can tell what you want and they'll have it to you very quick.
He probably wants sausage. Yeah. Just bring it to him.
And oddly, I've always found when I go to those places that you think that the wait staff is not going to care about you, but they are oddly like very chipper.
They're
and having
sweet.
A great time. So.
And I also like.
And the food's made right in front of you.
That's the thing. I like an open kitchen.
So it's very different.
Does Denny's or IHOP have an open kitchen? I know Perkins. Their kitchen is in the back.
You don't want to see what happens in any of them.
You don't want to see what happens in Waffle House either, but they're showing you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, how did you guys get waffle batter on everything? Every surface in this restaurant has at least a thin film of waffle batter.
There's an element to Waffle House that is facing down your own mortality for sure. You're aware that you've made, I've made my peace with coming here and eating. I love the food. I'm not saying anything bad against the food, although waffles are really soggy. It is easily the worst thing that they make.
Is the waffle.
And yet it's still enjoyable.
Yeah.
But it's a chewy, gummy waffle.
Yeah.
That any other place you go, if you would send that waffle back.
Well, I don't like to send food back.
Nobody likes to send food back, but sometimes you have to.
I don't. The thing is, I never do.
You just eat it.
I'll just.
You're like, you know what? I'll take these pubic hairs off of it.
Yeah.
I'll just scrape that part off and eat the rest.
It's cool. I'll take this mush to go, please.
Practice self-care, please.
Yeah. And then I'll just take it to go, pay for it, and probably throw it away.
But these 3 restaurants are similar to one another.
Yes.
Denny's.
But though it feels like Perkins is dissimilar.
How so? Because of the bakery?
Because of the bakery in the front, because it feels like a cross between an IHOP, a Denny's, and a Marie Callender's, whereas IHOP and Denny's feels like the rivalry. You know what I mean? It feels like we're comparing Coke, Pepsi, and Dr. Pepper.
And Perkins is Dr. Pepper?
And Perkins is the Dr. Pepper.
I agree with you. I'm just looking at Perkins' menu.
Oh yeah,
it's so in depth.
All right, before we get to the menus, do we have a gold medalist coming out of what we talked about so far being the history is a wash. Like no one can claim to be the pioneer of this because they all came out at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Exterior wise, like the look of them before we go inside.
They're also similar to one another. There's no architectural difference between buildings. Like a lot of them are in strip malls.
Well, I'm talking about between the 3, Denny's, Perkins, and IHOP.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Perkins feels like a way outlier from the other 2.
But even that, there's like nothing remarkable about a Perkins.
No.
Visually, if you were to go by their classic designs, it would be IHOP by a country mile. Because that has that ski chalet look.
Yeah.
You knew what the look of one of those buildings was.
You saw that big blue roof and you knew. But you see the train car vintage. I would give the edge to Denny's currently on this one. Because Denny's has still managed to.
They still keep that.
They managed to maintain whereas IHOPs nowadays seem to have lost that look. You know what I mean? That IHOP doesn't have the classic look anymore. They've just kind of become their branding now is just those 4 letters in their cutesy way of doing it.
Right.
their branding isn't that weird sort of like groovy 60s, 70s chalet thing anymore.
Yeah, they do.
The Denny's are like, this is a diner. This is a boxcar diner. Or not boxcar, a train car
some of them
diner.
have this design too. There's sort of a look to them.
Yeah.
I'll give Denny's, but this is the least important.
Yeah. So
they won the gold medal and the tin medal category.
Yeah, exactly. Now, but it's important to like you eat with your eyes visually. Denny's, I think, has the edge.
Sure.
Now, crack open that Mozilla Firefox that you got going that has all their menus on. You do have all of their menus.
I do have
loaded.
all their menus. I'll tell you what. Before we dig into their menus, let's take a break.
Great.
Hear from some of the other Max Fun shows.
Great.
And then we'll get to the thing that really matters and then make a decision.
Sounds good.
I'm Riley Smurl.
I'm Sydney McElroy. And I'm Taylor Smurl. And together, we host a podcast called Still Buffering, where we answer questions like,
why should I not fall asleep first at a slumber party?
How do I be fleek? Is it okay to break up with someone using emojis?
And sometimes we talk about bugs.
No, we don't. Nope.
Find out the answers to these important questions and many more on Still Buffering, a sister's guide to teens through the ages.
I am a teenager.
And I was too.
Butts.
No.
But you change your mind far too many times over and over again. Over and over again.
Welcome everyone to the live wrestling spectacular in Los Angeles.
So far, the world's most boring wrestling podcast has been destroying the competition.
Isn't there anyone who can save us from this travesty? Wait, could it be?
It's Tights and Fights, the perfect wrestling podcast.
Tights and Fights is here to save us from the monotony of boring wrestling podcasts with hilarious conversations.
Woke trips through the history of wrestling.
And joke about the finer points of people wearing spandex. What a match!
And the Tights and Fights podcast will be back every week.
Thursdays on MaximumFun.org or wherever you get podcasts. Please, these hosts have families.
Tights and Fights podcast. Tights and Fights.
We are back, and Mark, you'd like to make a correction.
Yes. Well, not necessarily a correction, but in the interim, I did take a look at some of the exteriors of these buildings now, because I'm using, for me, my model Denny's is the Denny's that is in my neighborhood, which is up on Burbank Boulevard, and it looks like a classic diner. It's got that styling to it. Mm-hmm. But looking at some other pictures, Denny's is a little guilty also of just kind of keeping the one thing that makes them them, which is that yellow hexagonal sign with the red Denny's in the middle.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing. And they do try to style them like 50s diners a lot. There's lots of cool angles and things, but it is less dinery, less classic than I thought it was.
Okay.
But I still maintain that they have better general styling. But Perkins just has green and white awnings is the only thing that you look at and you're like, that makes it a Perkins.
Yeah.
Which could be anything.
And that ovular sign.
Yeah. And every IHOP has some version of the blue roof.
Right.
But sometimes it's just like an eave. You know what I mean? Just a tiny little part of it. So exterior wise, I think it still is Denny's, but by a hair.
Okay. All right.
So now we're digging into
no correction. You just want to update.
I just wanted to be thorough.
Okay.
But now we're getting into the nitty gritty. Now we're looking at the menus.
We're going to look at the menus. I think this is going to tell us our answer. Let's look at Perkins' menu. First of all, they have a category that just says shrimply the best.
No, they also have 55 plus meals. These are just meals for people over 55?
Yeah.
Or is this a pricing thing?
No, every single meal costs $55.01.
But that's, what is this? Available to our guests 55 years of age and older at participating locations.
Here's one. Here's the 55 plus buttermilk pancakes. 3 buttermilk pancakes served with 2 applewood smoked bacon strips or 2 sausage links.
Yeah, guess what? You can get that anywhere, Perkins.
Add glazed strawberries for a little extra sweetness.
Ooh.
Here's a tip for you. If you think that your pancakes aren't sweet enough, try some glazed strawberries. It's naughty.
Perkins' menu does have the benefit of a giant bakery at the front.
Sure.
That's one thing that Perkins has.
Their desserts are going to be the best.
Yeah, because they have that wonderful, wonderful bakery. And I remember that. That was the first time I saw a proper lemon meringue pie where the meringue was not like a half-inch layer on the top of it. I saw it and I was like, that's like 6 inches of meringue. And they're like, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be a mountain of meringue.
Yeah. And, the pies at Perkins are great, but the menu doesn't have the iconic classics that we know from IHOP and Denny's.
But they are similar in that anything you order from that menu will give you classic diarrhea.
Well, unless you order off the 55 plus menu, then you get 55 plus diarrhea.
That's the most classic diarrhea that there is. That's like
which is just poop dust.
Yeah, that's like the parking lot car show of diarrheas. All the old guys are showing up with their Woodies and their old here's my old T-Bird. And
and here's yesterday's ham and eggs.
Check out my model BM.
But yeah, everything at Perkins. Does Perkins have like menu items that are their, like, they don't name them like, I guess their names haven't become classics in the way that Denny's and IHOP with their Grand Slam and their Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity and their Moons Over My Hammy.
No, they
That said,
everything.
They do have the Triple Egg Daria, the Tremendous 12, which is 3 eggs, 4 pancakes, hash browns, and 4 strips of bacon or 4 sausage links. That is ginormous.
I could eat that. On a cheat day, I'd polish that off in 20 minutes.
I like that everything on the Perkins menu, like their classics menu.
Yeah.
I'm looking pretty specifically at breakfast because much in the way that my father, judges all Italian restaurants by ordering spaghetti and meatballs the first time he goes.
Of course.
A diner breakfast is a good equalizer. And all of the names at Perkins tell you how much food you are getting because it's like, do you want the Fabulous 5, the Twice as Nice, the Magnificent 7, the Tremendous 12, or the Triple Egg Daria? Like, you know how much food you're getting based entirely on the...
Are you in the classic section?
I'm in the classic section.
All right, you're in the fresh cracked classics.
Yeah.
Triple Egg Daria, please. Tremendous 12, eggs in the hole. Sure, Magnificent 7. Ham and egger. They're really trying hard to get me to remember any of this.
Yeah, I'm not going to remember anything.
As soon as I hit the stop button on this recording, I will forget. I already can't remember 3 of the things I just said.
Another thing that is a good breakfast lunch combo that they have is the breakfast burger, which does sound delicious. Here's what's on it.
Okay.
Burger patty.
Sure.
Crispy hash browns, applewood bacon, cheddar cheese, and a fried egg. That is a diner breakfast on a burger, and I've seen it before, and it looks like a pretty good version of it.
Okay.
To be fair, this is the pretty menu version. So, Perkins menu, pretty standard fare. The bakery is great.
Yeah.
Dumb names based on numbers.
And the food's not spectacular. It's okay.
It's fine. All of this food is fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's going to be the creativity is where they
I think
win.
what it's ultimately going to come down to is in which of these restaurants would you find yourself sitting there feeling like you'd made the biggest mistake? And that's the one that will go first.
I think the biggest mistake might be if you don't want a Grand Slam and you don't want a sampler, you can go to Denny's and get a Super Slampler.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh, yeah, it's all the same food. It's just assorted quantities.
They also had a sandwich. Let me see if I can remember. I don't think they have it anymore. It was a sandwich that had fried mozzarella sticks in it. This was at Denny's.
Ooh. I remember Bennigan's used to do the one with the fried cheese wheel on top, but this is just like straight up mozzarella sticks?
Yeah. Denny's, let's see, mozzarella sticks, and then I'm going to look up sandwich. And I'm sure it will tell me. Yeah, Denny's mozzarella stick sandwich. It was called the fried cheese melt sandwich.
Okay.
So here it is. You can see a picture of it.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a grilled cheese sandwich, but in the middle of it, like 4 teeth, are 4 whole ass mozzarella sticks. And it comes with marinara on the side and whatever weird style of like it's like they made some weird ridged French fry. I don't hate that. It seems like it would get some ketchup on it. But that is, and also it looks like the outside is also has cheese on it.
Yeah.
It does look like
Denny, you know what Denny's does? I think Denny's is the monster truck of Americana food.
It's like if Guy Fieri was a restaurant.
Exactly. Wait a minute.
Well, it is.
He's many restaurants, but like they have their signature dish is the slam. You can get the All-American slam, the Grand Slam, the Lumberjack Slam.
There's a Scram Slam.
What's the Scram Slam?
I think it's like scrambled eggs. I remember there being
I thought the Scram Slam was it's served to you in a trash can, Oscar the Grouch style.
Scram!
By the way, all of this could be served to you in a
garbage can.
In a garbage can. But listen to the just sheer Americanness of some of these dishes. Okay. The Slam Burger, the Chocanana Pancake Breakfast.
What's America about that?
Oh, also, this is real dumb and hilarious. Premium Craft Pancakes. Like, hold on a second. How did you get one menu item that is suddenly a gastropub?
Is the premium craft, is it KRAFT and it's made with their mayonnaise?
No, it's premium craft pancakes, handcrafted pancakes made to order using premium ingredients.
They scoop the batter with their hands.
Handcrafted pancakes.
They're shaped like hands as well.
That is the dumbest. There's, of course.
What's the artisanal breakfast at Denny's like? Oh, you haven't had the premium handcrafted pancakes?
Yeah, it's beer batter, but IPA beer batter.
Are the other pancakes made by Johnny Five from Short Circuit? Is that why?
Yeah.
They're not handcrafted? Who's making those?
And then, of course, we get to some of the other classics. One of my favorites, the Moons Over My Hammy.
Sure.
There's a ham and egg sandwich with Swiss and American cheese on grilled sourdough served with hash browns. Then there is they're just combining them. A ham and cheese omelet is called a My Hammy and Cheese Omelet. I don't know.
Philly cheesesteak omelet.
You think that's an authentic Philly cheesesteak?
No.
Okay.
I can already tell it's not. Grilled prime rib.
I will say loaded nacho tots I'm a big fan of. Tachos are one of my favorite dishes. First introduced to me at what the heck is the name of this place?
Prison?
The Great American Bar and Grill in New York Street, or in New York on 10th
I remember
Avenue.
that place. The
Great
place had something from like every area.
Right by the Daily Show. Like right by the Daily Show studios, there's this great place.
I ate there in like 2000.
It's wonderful. And they have tachos there that are great.
But once you get past the breakfast, there's really nothing here that sets them apart.
Yeah.
I love that they have Fit Fare.
Yeah. And they have Fit Fare, and they also include
Fit Slam.
All that, like, sandwiches and salads are lumped together. And the salads do not get fun names. It's house salad, Cobb salad, Caesar salad. But then the sandwiches, you get like the pot roast melt, the mega Philly cheese. Like, it's like they're actively trying to get you not to buy the salads.
Yeah.
It's like when you're doing something online and there's an upgrade and the yes button is real big and the no button is a teeny tiny little gray button next to it that's like, no thanks, just take me to checkout. That's what they're doing with the salads.
By the way, that fried cheese melt is still on the menu.
Oh, good.
$4, and it's served with a side of rich tomato sauce.
Ooh, all right, rich tomato sauce.
The richest of tomato sauces. Southern chicken slugger. 2 golden brown breaded chicken strips atop a warm open-faced biscuit smothered in rich country gravy and topped with shredded cheddar cheese.
I do like that you went full Sam Elliott for that one.
Served with 2 sunny side-up eggs and hash browns or choice of bread plus coffee and juice.
So between these two, before we move on to IHOP.
Oh, it's Denny's by a country mile.
It's gotta be Denny's for the sheer Americana lunacy of the menu.
Yeah.
Perkins I feel like Perkins is trying. They're like, Denny's has fun names. We have fun names too.
They're not better than any restaurant that has a bakery.
Yeah.
And their menu could be you could pick any restaurant. It's the same menu.
But Denny's has these classics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if Denny's beats IHOP.
I feel like there are weirder people in a Denny's.
Well, Denny's, I always think of the movie The Santa Claus, and they're like, what is the worst possible scenario for this father-son Christmas? I know. Let's go to a Denny's where everywhere is just dads who have burned themselves trying to make Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a look at the IHOP menu now.
Yeah, let's. By the way, do you remember when the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity was introduced and the commercials around it were about how embarrassed people were to order it because you have to say to your server, I'll have a Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity. So it was people like speaking from behind the menu, just speaking out. One person had the senior Wensit, like the little hand thing going, I'll have the Rudy Tooty.
Are you a guy that hides behind a menu item that you're a little embarrassed to order, or you just dig in? You just stare right into the eyes of that server and you're like, yeah, I want the Magnificent Seven.
No, I would be,
Do you get sheepish?
Yeah, because there's a part of me that's like, do I have to do this? And then for the server, do we have to do this? But it's bad if I point to it and then they have to go, oh, so the Magnificent Seven?
Yeah.
The ham scram slam over my hammy.
And they'll say it real loud because you didn't want to say it. And they're like, okay, I see what this game is. Guess what? This is what I'm going to do.
You want...
It's like playing the penis game when you were a kid. Did you ever do that?
Oh yeah, where it's you would each say it louder.
See who could get, it was like a game of chicken to see who could just yell penis from the back of the classroom the loudest.
Sure.
We were dumb juveniles.
I assume that's a game still played.
I'm sure it is.
It's a game passed from generation to generation.
Oh yeah, because every group of little kids is going to be like, oh, that's hilarious. Let's play this game.
Yeah. You'll never guess I heard about this game. So they've tried to move into the chicken and waffle space. They also have chicken and pancakes.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm not seeing? I'm seeing chicken and pancakes.
Oh, this is limited time, by the way. This is part of the limited time menu. The signature buttermilk crispy chicken strips and fries. Crispy chicken breakfast combo.
Hell, none of these are puns. None of these are even all that flashy. I want flashy names.
Okay. Don't worry.
I want like the bacon temptation omelet. That's pretty flashy.
Let's go to IHOP Creation.
They have a Mega Monster Ultimate Steak Burger. That sounds a little flashy.
Having good milkshakes.
Yeah.
I like to milkshake.
And weirdly, their
from
burgers
IHOP.
are actually like that. Maybe that's why they did that whole International House of Burgers thing. Their burgers are legit.
I'll tell you this one thing is looking at the wrap of Monte Cristo. The pictures.
Yeah,
of
that's
food,
when the rap comes back for revenge several hours later, and it's like, do you remember me?
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a picture of the buttermilk biscuit and gravy, and I want you to tell me just yes or no. Do you think this looks like an ashtray for food?
Yeah.
Does it? It's really bad.
Oh man.
It's so bad.
All of these are so, but I don't think IHOP's menu wins. The food may very well be better. We may very well have better food at IHOP. But Denny's has the Moons Over My Hammy and the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity and the Grand Slam. The names alone are evocative of what these restaurants are supposed to be.
You don't think the Smokehouse Combo? You don't think that's one?
No, Smokehouse Combo just it's
Smokehouse Combo.
Yeah,
The
you know what?
Mega
You know
Monster.
what? Smokehouse Combo is a cool name for a dish until you find out that there's a dish called Moons Over My Hammy.
Do they not have the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity?
No, that's Denny's, isn't it?
No, that's IHOP.
Oh, it is IHOP. I thought that Denny's had both of those.
Yeah, I'm going to search for Rudy. Please don't make me type any more than that.
Oh, they do have Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity pancakes.
Oh, yeah.
I stand corrected. I thought both of those were Denny's dishes.
And the slams
that
all sound
changed it.
like, give me a slam. It sounds aggressive.
It's how they put the food down.
I'll have the Rudy Tooty Fresh and
Yeah.
Fruity. I'm fun. I'm playful.
They also have funfetti cupcake pancakes that are insane looking.
So every time that I went to IHOP, and I assume they still do this, you have a container where you would normally have your salt and pepper and stuff.
Mhm.
Instead, you have a tray that has
3
or 5.
or 4. Oh, yeah. The different syrups.
Yeah. So you have your standard, then blueberry, strawberry, maybe a blackberry. I don't remember what the other ones were. I only ever used the maple,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't fathom why any of the other syrups were even a little bit empty.
What I do is I will, if I'm getting pancakes at IHOP, which has happened maybe half a dozen times in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I will get them plain. I don't get the big fancy ones. I'll get them plain, and then I will try those different little syrups.
And which
The blueberry is actually really good.
you like the blueberry?
Yeah, but the maple is the classic.
Yeah.
Now, all right, I was wrong before. Considering the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity is on the IHOP menu,
Yeah.
does its presence on the IHOP menu defeat the presence on the Denny's menu of all of those insane things?
I feel like you may get less diarrhea from an IHOP. That's one thing that.
Not my question.
I think that Rudy Tooty.
By the way, that is the world's lowest bar to set.
Listen, this isn't the high jump. I think that the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity is the dumbest name on any of these three menus.
Hold on.
I think it's the dumbest name.
Dumber than...
So you're going to have to search.
The Super Slampler.
That's pretty dumb.
The Super Slampler.
What's in the Super Slampler?
The Super Slampler is 2 buttermilk pancakes, 2 bacon strips, 1 thick slice of fabulous French toast, and 2 sunny side up eggs.
Toast.
Yeah.
Why would you have the sunny side up eggs? They're just going to leak all over everything.
I like sunny. I'm sure you can get the eggs however you want.
I dip toast in it though.
Yeah. I do like a runny egg yolk. Like, egg yolk is the perfect condiment. If I could get liquid egg yolk on the side with some fries, I would totally dunk fries in sunny side up middles.
Would you put them on fabulous French toast?
No, but it says and 2 sunny side up eggs. It doesn't say on 2 sunny.
You know what you could do is you can cut the yolk out and just eat it whole.
That's true. I mean, we're having to do a lot of extra work here for this Grand Slampler.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm content with it being Denny's or IHOP. Perkins, you're out.
Yeah, Perkins.
Goodbye, Perkins. Sorry, my home state's favorite. Denny's already has the edge slightly on the look of the place.
Yeah. It has a wider ranging menu.
It does have a wider ranging menu.
There's a lot of burger. It's a lot of outside. I know IHOP tried really hard with that whole IHOP thing. Yeah, the whole purpose of that campaign. And it was successful in that it got a lot of attention. Negative or positive. People were talking about it.
Yeah.
They wanted you to think of them beyond pancakes as more of a burger place.
Right.
In that sense, they were an abject failure.
Yes.
I look at it and go, who's going to get a burger at IHOP?
Yeah.
That is not what you're there for. You're there for pancakes.
But also, if you do find that you want to do something slightly healthy, when you're going to one of these places, maybe all your buddies want to go there and you're like, I'm trying to cut down. Denny's does have a significantly larger light menu. Their Fit Fare menu. There's a bunch of stuff, and I am scrolling right now through the IHOP menu and cannot find anything healthy.
I think that's a point in IHOP's favor because they might as well just change their slogan to IHOP. You know why you're here.
Yeah, but give a little bit to the buddy that this might not have been their first choice in coming to eat.
There are a lot of choice. I'm in that position now, 6 days out of the week. There are ways you can figure out ways around it. But if you're sitting there going, well, I want to go to IHOP, but I need to be healthy.
No, if you're saying all my buddies want,
all my rowdy friends
want to go to IHOP, and there's literally nothing on the menu at IHOP that I can't
eat. Have anything there. Yeah.
If I go to Denny's, I've got a dozen or so
tilapia.
I've got a dozen or so things on their Fit Fare menu. Fit Slams, tilapia, the veggie skillet, the salmon. By the way, if you're going to Denny's and ordering wild Alaskan salmon, come on, man.
Does it feel like there are a lot of stories about hate crimes that happen at Denny's that you just don't hear about with IHOP?
Hold on a second. Hey, Google, has there ever been a hate crime at an IHOP?
I don't understand.
You know what? I'm really glad that Google doesn't understand hate crimes.
Hey, Google, don't ever change. Be who you are.
Sorry, I don't understand.
This thing is pretty useless.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but twice she said, I don't understand. Google.
It's in Syracuse, that Denny's. There were a couple of incidents that happened there that always kind of stuck out in my mind. I can't judge against it solely based on that or blame it entirely on Denny's.
Right.
Which has who knows how many locations around the country. And one of my favorite sites, I love when driving down to San Diego, is one of the oceanside cities has an older Denny's with the sign that still has that 1960s style writing where the font's just a little different. As time goes by,
I love those.
Those logos get cleaned up from the way they look. But that original, that is kind of a fun sight to see.
That's why I like the throwback stuff so much.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't need on my Doritos packaging? Embossing and shadow and a little gleam.
Yeah.
No, just write Doritos on there.
Yeah. You want the one like the taco flavor, which is a throwback bag.
Exactly.
I missed the window in those bags too. Let me see a little of the merchandise.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a bodega somewhere in LA that has some taco flavored Doritos still there.
Yeah.
We can go on the hunt.
I bought a bag like last weekend.
Oh, I thought you said you missed the...
No, I'm those don't have a window in them, but they have the circle where the window would have
I
been.
thought you meant you missed the window of when they were doing the throwback bags.
No. Those are still around. I missed the
window on the bag.
The window on the bag.
The literal window.
Yeah, I want to see the merchandise. I want to see what I'm eating. I want a little get me excited.
I want to look through that window and see what I'm about to taste. All right, Amsterdam.
Let me look in that window. Let me have a look.
If the bag of Doritos had a little red light around the window, because let's be honest, when you and I make terrible decisions late at night and wake up in the morning, it usually means there is a food wrapper by our bed.
Oh, what did I eat?
What did I do?
Oh.
Yeah, you roll over to your right and say, "What's your name again?" And then you pick up the bag and go, "Cool Ranch." Okay.
Do you want a $5 bill? To call a cab?
Oh, God, this is horrifying. Listeners, I apologize for us being monsters right now.
You've been a wonderful hostess. Twinkie package.
Hey, I'm sorry. Debbie, that was it.
Little Debbie. Thank you for having me over. I'll quietly get my things and leave. I appreciate our time together.
Oh, wow. I was in a 7-Eleven this whole time. At least the door's unlocked.
Under the chili spout. The watery chili spout.
What do you think? Is it Denny's?
Yeah, I think that the more I think about it, the IHOP sign is a little bit more iconic now, but I think at Denny's you can sort of spot from a mile away.
Yeah.
It's got the right balance of food that you're excited about and the proper amount of letdown after you eat it and realize what's going to happen a little bit after that.
Yeah.
That you rarely, like any of these places, if you go there by yourself, you might feel a little sad, or maybe not. Maybe it's the best place in your area.
Yeah.
No judgment if it is.
Yeah, I don't know why you keep calling it sad.
Because I come from areas where there are a lot more choices.
Where I grew up, we were excited about going to Perkins.
Sure. Of course. Look, we were
also in high school.
We were excited to go to Friendly's when I was a little kid, which is the same thing at Denny's too. Like those were exciting places to go.
And the one we're most excited about going to is Denny's.
Asked and answered. People of the world.
You're making a face like, I don't want to do this whole now I have to say all these nice things about Denny's speech.
Much like a meal at any of these restaurants. I was slightly dissatisfied with that. But hey,
yeah,
live your life,
right?
If you think Denny's is the best food in the world, then guess what it is?
Yeah.
If you don't think it's the best, too bad. You can't go to the other places anymore.
Nope, they're all Denny's now.
Yeah, Denny's now owns the other two places.
Exactly.
So, hence, when you go to those places, you're really going to Denny's.
Exactly.
Even if they don't change the signs or acknowledge it in the restaurant. Don't worry. The right people listen to this podcast to get that taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
This topic is closed.
Hal, you look so disgusted. You haven't even eaten there. You look like you just ate a meal at Denny's. Like you have that face. Just from talking about the food gave you that?
It makes me have to go to the bathroom just talking about it.
All right, let's do this quickly then. This topic is closed, but there are many more to discuss, so please reach out to us on Twitter at We Got This Tweets. Check out the Maximum Fun subreddit or
email us at WeGotThisPodcast@gmail.com or go to Facebook.com/groups/We Got This Podcast. Thank you to producer Ken Plume, researcher Kate McManus, graphic designer Uri Kilman, and QA engineer Jen Alba.
And thanks, of course, to our musicians, Jonathan Dinerstein and Mike Furman, for our score and theme song, respectively. And thanks to you, our listeners, for giving me and Hal a chance to sit down and have ourselves a grand slam of a time. Thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Agliardi.
I'm Hal Lublin, and don't worry, everybody. We got this.
We got this.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Audience supported.